So we are now going to perform a FMS screening on my subject, Kristen. The first test that we're going to do is the deep squat test. So Kristen, what I'm going to ask you to do, I want your feet to be shoulder width apart, toes pointing straight in front of you. Can you put the dial on top of your head? Making sure that your elbows are at 90 degrees. Bring both arms in a little bit. Right there, right there. And now, can you lift up the dial over top of your head? And then what I want you to do, I want you to perform a squat and try to keep your heels on the ground if you're able to. And you do that 3 times, whenever you're ready. Okay, so now we're going to perform the hurdle test. So, Kristen, what I want you to do, I want you to come forward and place keeping your feet together, I want you to place your toes directly in front of the board. And I want your toes touching the board. We already measured her tibial tuberosity down to the floor. That was measured at 18 inches, so that's where the hurdle is set up at. So Kristen, what I'm going to ask you to do, I want you to keep your ankle, your knee, and your hip in a kind of like a straight line, and I want you to let's start with your right leg. You're going to do this 3 times. You're going to bring your right ankle over top so that it clears your opposite knee. And I want you to clear the hurdle, and then you're going to touch down with your heel in front of you and then return back to starting position. When you get done with those, the 3 movements with your right leg, I want you to then transfer over to your left leg. Whenever you're ready. Oh, put the dial over top of your head on your shoulders. There you go. And we want to make sure that the elbow crest is in line with the thumb. So there you go, right there. Whenever you're ready.
Other leg?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm one continuous film. We should probably cut that out. Okay, so now we are going to perform the inline lunge test. So Kristen, what I want you to do, let's place your left toes right on the 0 mark. And you are going to place your right heel at the 18 inch mark, because that's the distance between the tibial tuberosity and the floor. And what I want you to do, since you have your right leg out in front, I want you to place the dial behind your back, but you're going to bring your left arm behind your head and your right arm right on your lower back, like so. And then you're going to perform a lunge, and trying to maintain your balance as much as possible. I want you to touch the left knee down to the board, and then come back to the starting position. And then when you get done 3 times, you're going to reverse legs and reverse the hand position, and we're going to do the same thing whenever you're ready.
Okay.
You can switch. You can switch. I'm still recording. So this is the shoulder mobility test. The way to perform this test, we first have measure the patient's wrist down to the tip of the middle finger. That turned out to be 7 centimeter, or not 7 centimeters, 7 inches. And then what you do, Kristen, what I want you to do, I want you to make a fist, and then put your thumbs inside of that fist. Now make a T with your arms. And now what I want you to do, bring your right arm over top of your head behind your back. And you're going to bring your left arm downward and below your back. And you're going to try to touch the two with your back, okay? Whenever you're ready. And relax. You do that again. And relax. One more time. And relax. And you would do the opposite motion now, so bring your left arm over top of your head behind your back, and you're going to bring your right arm below and behind your back. And relax. One more, or 2 more times. Relax. One more time. And relax. And when we perform our measurement, she turns out that she has a distance of 4 inches between the knuckles of each hand. So this would be classified as a 3 because it is below her 7-inch wrist length or hand length. So this is a test to clear shoulder mobility. Kristen, what I'm going to have you do, I'm going to have you place your right arm on your left shoulder, your hand on your left shoulder. What I want you to do, bring your forearm or bring your elbow and try to touch your nose to your elbow. Is that painful at all?
No.
Okay, relax. Do the same thing to the other shoulder. Come up and relax. Is there any pain with that?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, so the next test we are going to perform is the active straight leg raise test. Kristen, what I want you to do, obviously you're laying down on your back, palms upward, toes pointed straight up and or toes to nose. Another common term is our ankle is dorsiflexed. And what you're going to do, you're going to perform an active straight leg raise starting with your right leg. So you're going to keep your knee extended and ankle in dorsiflexion while bringing your leg up. And what you're going to do, you're going to try to bring your ankle past the dial.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready. You're going to do it 3 times, okay?
Okay.
Alright, perfect. Now you're going to switch over to the other leg.
Okay.
So our assistant is going to move to the other side.
Sorry. Yeah.
And you're going to do the exact same thing with your left leg, keeping your right leg stabilized on the board.
Okay. Ready?
Whenever you're ready. So the next test we are going to perform is the trunk stability test. So Kristen, what I want you to do, I want you to lay down on your stomach. And what I want you to do, you're going to get into a push-up position. Only this time you're going to bring your thumbs in line with your chin. And bring your elbow back out to 90. Like so. And then what you're going to do, keeping your toes firmly on the ground, you're going to try to press up, keeping your trunk as level as possible.
Okay.
And you're going to, and if you are not able to do it, then what I want you to do, you can bring your thumbs down to the level of your clavicle. Okay? So whenever you're ready. Well, that seemed pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Do you think you can do it another time, or do you want to go down to your clavicle?
I think I want to go down.
Okay, so let's bring your thumbs down to your clavicle. Let's see if you can do it again.
That good?
Yeah, it looks about in line. Whenever you're ready.
All right.
Can you do it 2 more times?
Yeah.
One more time. And relax. So this is the clearing test for the trunk push-up test. So what I want you to do, Kristen, you're laying flat on the floor, and what I want you to do, I want you to get into a cobra position, bringing your torso off of the carpet, but keeping your legs flat on the carpet. Okay? Whenever you're ready. Any pain with that? Okay, so the last test we are going to perform is the rotary stability test. For this test, Kristen, what I want you to do, I want you to get down on all fours. So your thumbs, your knees, and your toes should be touching the board at all times for this test. Alright, now Kristen, what you're going to do, you are going to extend one part or one side of your body. So let's say your right side, you're going to extend your right arm and right leg. And then what I want you to do, keeping your back as flat as possible and without losing your balance, you are going to bring then your extended arm and leg so to midline or the center, so that your elbow and knees touch, and then you're going to extend back and then go back to the starting position. And if you are not able to do this, then what I want you to do, you are then going to lift your right arm and then lift your left leg and basically do the exact same thing, only this time you're going to touch your elbow and your knee directly over the board.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready.
Okay.
You
Should I
think?
keep going?
If you want to.
I'll give it a chance.
Okay.
Can I do the two?
Yeah, you can do the 2 now because it didn't look like you were able to achieve flat back and or control your balance.
No.
So you can go ahead and do it 2.
Alright.
You can do that 2 more times. One more time. Okay, and then can you switch your arm and legs and see if you can do it the other way?
Yeah.
All done?
Yep.
Okay, Kristen, what I want you to do, I want you to, we just finished with the rotary stability test. So what I want you to do, I want you to get it, or bring your butt back to your heels and get into a child's pose whenever you're ready. Is that painful?
No.
All right, you can relax.